The crowd froze. Her ex smirked, his fiancé clinging to his arm. But she stood there, trembling, ashamed, heart pounding. Her dress was borrowed, her heels cracked, but her pride wouldn't let her leave just yet. She turned to the man beside her, powerful, cold, untouchable. "Act like you love me." "Please," she whispered. Everyone waited. The billionaire CEO didn't flinch. Instead, he pulled her close, wrapped an arm around her waist, and kissed her like the world wasn't watching. "She's mine," he said. "And I don't act, I mean it. Already hooked? Then don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, Hopeful Stories, where every story pulls at your heart and heals it too. Grace Langley had nothing left to lose. Once the golden girl in her small town, she'd fallen fast and hard after her ex Dean Harrow left her for a richer woman. Just weeks after Grace's father's business went bankrupt and her family lost everything. She moved to the city with a bruised heart and a pile of rejection letters, working 2 jobs just to survive. Her dreams of becoming a designer faded beneath coffee stains and customer complaints. But fate has a cruel sense of humor. The high-end gala was for elite designers and investors. Grace had no invite, no connection. But her best friend managed to sneak her in as a catering staff member. Her plan was simple: drop off hors d'oeuvres, keep her head down, and maybe, just maybe, slip her handmade sketches into someone's hands. Then she saw him, Dean, her ex, laughing beside his new fiancée, the heiress to a fashion empire. He looked like he'd stepped off the cover of a lifestyle magazine. When his eyes found hers, that old, cold smirk returned. She turned to leave, heart racing. But she bumped into someone tall, hard, and incredibly well-dressed. Julian Blackthorne, CEO, billionaire, mysterious, rumored to be ruthless in business, impossible in relationships. He looked down at her, intrigued. "You're shaking," he said coolly. Grace tried to excuse herself, but Dean's loud voice echoed behind her. "Grace Langley? Didn't know they let staff mingle these days." Humiliation burned her cheeks. She turned to face Dean, who smirked as though he'd won. Something snapped. She turned to Julian and whispered, voice trembling, "Act like you love me." "Please." There was a pause. 1 beat. 2. Then Julian slid his arm around her waist, dipped his head close, and whispered, "You owe me for this," and kissed her. The gala gasped. Dean's fiancée dropped her glass. Grace barely stayed standing. Julian didn't let her fall. That night ended in chaos, whispers, and headlines. Billionaire CEO Julian Blackthorne has secret girlfriend? Grace tried to apologize, but Julian wasn't angry. In fact, he offered her something unexpected, a deal. "Keep pretending. Just for a while. Be my girlfriend in public. You get the spotlight for your designs. I get rid of some corporate vultures sniffing around my single status. We both win." Grace hesitated, but with nothing left to lose, she agreed. What started as pretend turned into late-night dinners, boardroom meetings where he defended her designs like they were gold, and weekends where he watched her sketch in silence, coffee in hand, eyes full of something she couldn't name. Grace's designs got attention. Julian's influence turned her from invisible to unforgettable. Magazines featured her. Brands called. She wasn't just a staff member now. She was a rising star. But the problem with pretending? It starts to feel real. She started noticing the way he touched her lower back as they walked. How he remembered her coffee order down to the sugar cube. How he stood in front of her when reporters got too close. Julian, once cold and distant, had moments where his guard cracked, when he smiled at her like she was the only person in the room. One night, after a successful fashion preview, she found him alone on the balcony. "You played the part well," she said softly. He didn't look at her. "I wasn't playing," she blinked. "I was supposed to help you get even," he continued. "But somewhere along the way I stopped caring about them. And started caring about you." Grace's heart thudded. Before she could speak, Dean walked in, again uninvited, this time without the smugness. He looked desperate. "Grace, can we talk?" Julian stepped between them. "She has nothing to say to you," Dean narrowed his eyes. You think she actually matters to someone like you? Julian didn't even blink. She matters more than you'll ever know. Then he turned to her. Tell him. Tell him who you belong to. Grace, eyes full of tears, faced her past. I don't belong to anyone, Dean, but if I choose someone, it's going to be the man who believed in me when I couldn't believe in myself. She reached for Julian's hand, and in front of the man who broke her, she chose the one who rebuilt her. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Hopeful Stories, where every broken heart finds a new beginning. Would you like a voiceover script version, YouTube description, or shorts teaser for this story?